not her again.
Okay, so... Oh, yeah, look at the, look at that doorknob in the middle of the door.
Oh, really? That again?
Yeah. Like, this is the only place you can really, really see it. And it's still incredibly stupid.
I mean, that doesn't even make sense how that would really work.
Well, from what I understand, what it actually is that the doorknob is more or less decorative. You use the key to unlock the door, and then the knob is just there for you to, you know, push and pull more easily. So I'm not really sure what she thought she'd accomplish by turning it just there.
Just in case. I mean, like, the thing I don't get is, like, usually the doorknob is there, so you have the little slidey thing that lets the door stay shut even if it's not locked.
Yeah.
Does the door just not have one of those?
Yeah, unless you touch, girl.
I didn't really look up the mechanics of this too much. I was just trying to figure out
this is vitally important to this deep story.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I just neglected to look up these vital details. Much like David Cage neglected to look up what America is. So, now, do you remember when she went to see Shelby's mother, and she whispered the name of her other son into Madison's ear, and Madison was all, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
She's never met Shelby.
Yeah.
Why did she react like that? Like she knew the guy, and she was just horrified by this revelation that this man, whom she'd never heard of before, is apparently the origami killer.
I don't know.
Okay.
I
was hoping maybe you could help clarify this, because I've never seen this, addressed.
A cop's uniform. Always trust a cop.
I mean...
No, he wasn't!
With him. He was dressed as a cop.
That cop uniform is from, like, 20 years ago! He doesn't fit in it anymore!
The real answer would be, like, because David Cage forgot that video game characters do not have the same information as the players, even, like, and that, no, really, you should give them, like, you know, expected reaction for player, not expected reaction for character.
Yeah.
And I'm not thinking very highly of David Cage, so, you know.
Yeah.
Oh, plants!
This is where he cultivated the orchids that he left on the chest of his victims. Shaun Mars. Oh, the lunatic's been watching him drown. But it's some kind of a well filling up... Shit, it needs a password.
So, this is the really deep password system that Scott Shelby is using on his laptop, which has all of his origami killer information. It's Max. It's Max.
Max?
Got it. Max. The name John...
It's a 3-digit encryption.
What the hell?
Really?
Computers don't even let you do that anymore.
An address.
Oh.
It's gotta be where Shaun Mars is.
Okay, so
Hurry.
this
There's no
right
time
here,
to lose.
where she gets in the computer and sees the address,
Yeah.
this is the entire point of her character. The entire storyline point that she has is to look at that address, and then maybe be able to tell one of the men what she found in case they failed.
So you found my little secret?
It's over, Scott. All those children killed just to find a father capable of saving his son?
Shut up!
So,
You don't
this is when cell phones would come in handy.
Yeah.
Because what you do
There's one child left. There might
is
still be time to
text
save
that
him.
address to his
Let
dad
him go.
immediately.
Do what your father couldn't do.
Or anyone, really.
In fairness, I do agree with her wanting to get out of the apartment first.
I mean, yes and no. It depends on how careful you're watching.
Yeah, and if you know if you have any idea where Shelby could be, because apparently he's omnipresent, since he's always monitoring what's going on in the trials. Always.
Yeah, how is he doing that?
Well, he's a PI, he can do anything.
Also, now would be a good time to text that address to Shaun.
Well, Shaun already knows where he is, but Ethan might be able to use it.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
But no, now would be a good time to text that address to literally anyone.
Oh yeah, there's the other weird thing. Like, I get that she'd be able to send it to Ethan, but you can also send it to Norman, who also she has not met.
Oh wait, you can send that address to someone?
Yeah, when, after you actually get out of this apartment, she has a chance to send that address to either Ethan or Norman. In case she gave up, solving the puzzle with one of them. That way, even if you messed up, you can still get them to the finale.
Also...
Oh yeah, also Shelby set his apartment on fire, because that's brilliant.
Oh, that wasn't really long enough for, I feel like, the flames to reach this state of burning.
Well, I'm thinking that he laminates everything with gasoline on a regular basis. Holy crap. Also, apparently the floor is lava.
Also, you were just in the bathroom, wouldn't it be smart to, like... I don't know. Like, how...
At least take
how
a
did
shower first? Like, douse yourself in water?
I
Actually,
don't know,
you can
at
do
least...
that. I believe it is possible to do that.
Okay. But like... No, don't worry that you're on fire. Get out of the burning building, then worry that you're on fire.
Well, it's only this one burning apartment.
I mean, just priorities, really.
Yeah.
Also, how did the fire get into the halls that fast?
The fire is a PI, it can do anything. Now
Also,
she actually is playing the floor as lava.
Why didn't you just shoot her?
Yeah, you know, you'd think that shooting her and hiding her in your secret compartment would be a little less conspicuous than setting the entire apartment on fire.
I mean, yeah.
So, did you ever see Indiana Jones, The Kingdom of the Crystal Skull?
No, I didn't.
That's for the best. But there's this incredibly stupid scene right at the beginning where he, like, wanders onto a nuclear test site right when they're about to drop a bomb on it. And he hides in a refrigerator to survive the blast. If you can see why I'm mentioning this.
Really?
Yes. Also, he set up a bomb, apparently? You can see it counting down over there. When did he do this, and why?
Was that always there?
You know what? I did not see it going in. I might not have just noticed it, but it might also just not have been there at all. Anyway, yeah,
Wait, how did you...
Yeah.
How...
Look, if Indiana Jones can do it...
No. She was in the apartment in a refrigerator.
Yes.
How did she get outside?
Well, clearly, the blast
apartment
from that little kerosene tank was so powerful that it defied physics and blew the refrigerator in the opposite direction out the window, after which point it disappeared.
I know where Shaun is. I've got to tell Ethan.
But...
Yeah. Anyway, this is the opportunity to try and call either only either one of them. You don't have a chance to do both for some reason. Even though there's absolutely nothing, you know, pressing her for time anymore. Like, the imminent threat of death.
So, I still don't understand how she got outside.
Again, the magical refrigerator. Maybe
refrigerator-
it actually teleports you to the alley in the back.
David Cage just stopped even trying, didn't he?
Oh god, yes. That happened like 12 hours ago.
Like, you still could have had her just break out of the apartment and, like, run down a, like, locked fire escape or something.
Well, you can actually look out all the different windows that are right next to the apartment, and none of them are by any fire escapes, and if you try and jump out of them, you die because you fell from 3 stories up.
I mean, you know, but, like, climb down a pipe or something that would make a little more sense than hide in a refrigerator and teleport.
Well, if you could hide in a refrigerator and teleport, wouldn't you do it?
It doesn't make sense, though!
Well, maybe it's a superpower. Maybe that's her character flaw. She has insomnia and she teleports when she jumps into refrigerators.
Shaun! Shaun! Shaun!
Okay.
To Jason.
So, there's a glitch that you can sometimes trigger at this point. Oh, sorry.
I've been looking for a long time, Ethan. Looking for a father that would be able to do what mine could not do. Sacrifice himself in order to save his son. Oh, I searched. And then I remembered you.
This didn't happen.
Hmm?
Like, this would actually be kind of clever if you could go back to this first cutscene and see that Shelby was standing in the crowd. He isn't.
Huh?
All those murders.
Annoying.
Just to find a father
It's just
capable
such a
of saving
simple
his
thing
son?
that you could have done, and then
Do you
Just no.
have any idea how it feels to be a worthless nothing in your father's eyes? Believe me,
Yeah,
I suffered
that would have been a good call.
yeah.
just as much as my victims.
I finished her damn trials.
That would have gone a
Now,
lot
my
towards
son.
making it a good, compelling.
There. All
Well,
you
it would have been
to do
nice
is
to just
Thanks.
be able to verify, like, oh yeah, that it was that guy in the background who I've actually seen before now. Oh yeah, okay, so he just gave you this big impassioned speech about how he's trying to find the one good father in the world, and then he
shoots
goes
you.
and tries to kill him.
Which is after he's given you deadly poison.
Well, after he says he's giving you deadly poison.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah, like, okay, so the thing is, well, first of all, why the hell would he do that? Why would he go through all this trouble and say, congratulations, you win, now I'm gonna shoot you in the back?
Crazy, I don't know. It's because none of this game seems to be well thought out.
That's true. I will give you that one. Anyway, before his completely contradictory statement, I was saying that there's a glitch you can activate at this point. What it will do is it won't turn off the prompt to keep yelling Shaun.
So you just can keep yelling Shaun?
From here until the end of this entire scene, you can just have Ethan screaming Shaun's name. Which is really funny because it does the same thing even when you switch to a different viewpoint character. So, yeah, like, all the way up here, you'll still have the little prompt way in the back that says X to Shaun. And it...
So you can just have Norman Jaden yelling Shaun the whole time?
No, it's not Norman. It'll be Ethan.
Oh.
And it'll sound like he's still screaming from, like, inside the building, so you could barely hear him.
I feel like that's honestly better than a glitch.
Yeah,
That should be in the game right now.
Really
It would
should.
be adorable.
It really should be.
And now there's a fight on top of it. Don't you both have guns?
Yes. Yeah, also, the police are right down there. And they're not noticing that there's this random bunch of junk falling down, so nobody's bothering to look up and see, oh hey, there's two guys fighting on a conveyor belt. Wait, what?
I mean...
And one of them is our FBI guy. The other one might be a villain. Maybe we should help him.
Take your positions. Suspect is likely to be armed and dangerous. All personnel are ordered to shoot to kill. I repeat, shoot.
Of course
to
he's
kill.
there, so I guess he wouldn't really
Snipers
matter.
in position.
Or
Yes,
care.
Lieutenant. They're ready on your command. Perfect.
That
He won't
fucking
get away this
asshole.
time. We'll gun him down. As
Oh
soon as
yeah,
he
okay,
shows
this is
he's
also
safe.
standard police procedure, right? You just start firing at people,
Hey,
right?
you there! What are you
When
doing?
they haven't used deadly force against you.
Yes.
Lieutenant, my name
With
is
the
Shaun.
entire
I'm a
police
journalist.
force behind
I have
you?
proof that
Yeah.
Mars is innocent. He's not the origami
Hey,
killer.
what is a journalist doing here? I thought I told everybody to keep their mouths shut. Now get her out
Carter
of here.
Blake
I don't
doesn't
want her
approve
getting in
this.
the way.
Okay, Lieutenant. All right, come on.
You're about to make a terrible mistake, Lieutenant.
Also,
Mars
I'm
is
pretty
innocent. I
sure
can
this is
prove it.
against every piece of police protocol ever.
I like to think though that like the random snipers in position are just sort of watching this and just being like, hey, our pansy FBI guy is getting beaten up by like some random dude.
They're probably just
Let's
watching it,
record
it's
this
pretty
on
funny.
video.
Your pansy FBI guy versus an old overweight asthmatic. Who's clearly suffering from his asthma. I mean, really. Shaun!
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 Don't help me, son, please. Breathe.
Also, now would be a good time to call 911.
Don't help me, son, please. Breathe. Gotta breathe.
Like, seriously. Put your phone on speakerphone, call 911. For one thing, they'll talk you through the CPR. And for another thing, they'll have an ambulance.
Now, Carter Blake probably told them he's the origami killer, don't believe anything you hear.
Anonymous tip. There's a boy in a well. He's not breathing. Help.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean... You know... David Cage.
Because you could still have the same scene,
Yeah, it wouldn't change
just
anything.
with the knowledge that an ambulance was coming. Like, they could still be too late, but...
Oh, they're not too late.
Well, yes, I know, they're not going
Yeah,
too late,
I know what
but,
you mean.
like,
It would be such a simple thing to just have him punch in 911 and take a couple seconds to rattle off an address and say, I've got a kid who's been drowned.
I thought you were gone.
Dad.
that's really the first thing you say? Really? Not, it was scary or anything, no.
Shaun.
Look how he keeps checking his watch. I know why he's doing it, but this just looks really funny.
You know that whatever happens,
Look, Shaun, I've only got 5 seconds to give you a really heartfelt speech, okay?
I'm not dead. I took the poison an hour ago.
Okay, so first of
I'm
all,
not dead.
poison doesn't affect all people the exact same way. You wouldn't just drop dead after an hour.
Yes.
Unless Shelby used his vast and infinite resources to specifically formulate it to him. Which, at this point, you know, I'd believe
Mars
anything.
didn't do it, for Christ's sakes. He's
Yeah.
innocent.
I mean, yeah.
Hey, what are you doing?
What was that? Ah!
So, just to get this clear also, Scott Shelby, Norman Jaden, still fighting on top of that conveyor belt,
Yes,
right?
they are.
Oh,
What do we do, Lieutenant?
Attention all personnel, hold your
Oh, come on, you're not gonna shoot her,
That is-
too?
fire.
You're on such a roll.
That is
Madison? What's going on?
The cops. They're out there. They have the building surrounded.
But they can't do that without reasonable... Oh, never mind, Carter Blake.
Talk to them. I'll explain.
You'll be dead before you can open your mouth. Look. we'll all
Then they'll
work
shoot
together.
all of us at
With our hands
once.
in the air, and they can't possibly shoot us.
just set the kid out alone
That's
first.
the evidence that proves you're
I want you to remember that statement.
What?
I want you to remember what you just said.
Listen,
Just
I'm
send the
sorry I-
kid out alone first.
Yeah, that's actually a good
I was
idea.
only thinking about Shaun, and I thought...
That's okay. The only thing that matters is that you saved your son.
Meanwhile...
Meanwhile, in conveyor belt land. Also, don't you both have guns?
Well, now Scott has a sledgehammer. Why would you use a gun when you have a sledgehammer? Why is there a sledgehammer up there?
I don't even know.
Whoa.
Save me! Please, save me.
Well, you know what? I'm a nice guy. Nom and Jaden doesn't let anybody die. Of course he's evil now. Just straight up, flat out evil, so never mind.
I mean, he still has a pretty good... Yeah, well, no, I think most everyone knows, but still.
Shelby's just evil. Like, we spent the entire game establishing that he's a decent person and he's willing to go out of his way to help these people, even in spite of
now
the fact
he's
that he was, you know, kidnapping children and murdering fathers, and now he's just like, nope, I'm just gonna kill you. See, he's
Really?
revealed that he's the origami killer, so now he's just gonna have a complete personality change. Also, he's gonna
just
be dead.
in a stupid fashion that doesn't mean there was a trial or anything. He's just dead.
Yeah.
Dramatically.
Yeah. Hey, look, I tried to help him, okay?
Disappointing and disappointing.
I had a lot of ketchup packets on him, I guess.
Was that satisfying to play? Or?
Actually, that sequence on top of the conveyor belt is kind of fun. It's legitimately
Okay.
challenging, and I think it's one of the very few times where you have, very few opportunities to actually screw up. So, there is, actual consequences for not hitting the button properly immediately. And that, I think, is all of 3 times that the game is actually fun to play?
I mean, I
Which
can
is
forgive
still
a
better
lot
than
if it-
Beyond, so good job, Heavy Rain.
Yeah, like, okay, weird. If the weird thing was fun to play, then okay.
Yeah. Oh, are you ready for the most terrifying thing ever?
No.
This man's face.
There was general relief this morning when the police announced that they had found Shaun
Ah.
alive more than 4 days after his disappearance. Mars
I-
had been imprisoned in a well
can't look
by the
away.
man known as the
Origami.
Origami. Or origami.
Successful resolution of this case was made possible only by the bravery of Ethan Mars, who the police believed at one point to be the killer. It is no
What are
doubt
you even
his
looking at,
courage
Glenn
and
Sanders?
tenacity that he succeeded in foiling the plans of the origami killer. The police commissioner presented him with a special apology
Sorry
today.
about that.
Our main headline today. It is reported that the police have identified the man thought to be the origami killer. Scott Shelby
Was a
48,
former police
is a
lieutenant. He
former
is
police
currently in
lieutenant
about
who claimed
300
to be a private
pieces.
eye hired by the
Ugh.
families of the killer's victims. Shelby was killed during a massive police operation,
But the
further
police
details
didn't
have
do
not yet been
anything.
released to the public.
They didn't. The operation had nothing to do with him. Here you go, son. We're moving into a car showcase room. How's that?
So,
Is this where we're gonna live now?
Only if you really, really want to. Or we can keep on looking.
How did he get to move from shithole to something better?
I'm going to assume that the police had to pay a lot of reparations for the bullshit they did.
As long as we're together.
So, here's something a little bit insulting.
Separate us again.
For some reason, the mother just disappears for the entire ending. I mean, you know, she hasn't been around for ages, but she's just gone for all of this. If you bang Madison,
yeah,
she's part of this new happy family.
But
they just decide to get together after that, because, you know...
Alright.
One act of sex under extremely, heavy circumstances is clearly love.
But, I mean, I was sort of going, sure, we can... I'll never let anything take us apart, so you're never seeing your mother again.
Yep.
Our next guest is rumored to be about to receive a Pulitzer Prize.
I think it also takes out one of these Madison scenes, which
about the origami killer case.
Actually mentions what the hell she was doing.
Incredible courage. Her daring intervention led to the arrest of the country's most wanted criminal and saved the life of a little boy. This evening, I welcome a woman who might well be the true definition of a heroine for the 80s.
Yeah,
Madison
all those times
Page.
she just...
Good evening.
She was so helpful.
For agreeing to talk with us. Now, you've been described as being both determined and tenacious.
Yeah, both determined and tenacious. Wow, how did she do that?
Wow. Dark hours
so,
of this unbelievable
story. This does seem a little bit goofy because, you know, she did nothing. Basically during our playthrough. Yeah. But, if you get, Norman killed, she's actually the one who fights Shelby up on top of the roofs. Not on a conveyor belt, but she actually does something and fights him and results in him getting killed.
I really admire you for what you've done. Thank you.
For John, huh?
We need more journalists like you, Miss Page. It's a good thing you were there to catch that bastard.
Thank you. What's your name?
Vincent. Excellent investigation, Miss Page. You are
I'm just waiting for something to go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
You deserve a better adversary. Somebody more ferocious.
But where did he go? You deserve a better adversary.
Someone invisible.
Ooh.
Our guest today is on the cover of Today's World magazine this week and has been hailed by the whole nation as a new hero for our times. Astonishingly, he almost
Didn't you just say basically this exact same thing about Madison Page?
Yeah.
By the man known as the Origami Killer and saved the life of young Shaun Mars. His determination, courage, and intelligence have won our admiration. Norman Jayden. Good evening.
They're just interviewing anybody at this point. And this hedgehog almost single-handedly saved Shaun Mars.
And then Norman Jason died alone in the bathroom.
I'm gonna be honest, that would actually be really funny. I don't think you can do that. There is one where he overdoses and just, you know, dies, but doesn't involve a bathroom. But no, you see, this is really meaningful. He's putting behind the trypticane. He's getting rid of it. He's going to start a new life.
And quitting his job?
Well, again, apparently
sure
trypticane isn't actually involved in the Ari thing, but, you know, whatever.
I liked it better when it was.
Yeah. No, actually, this finale for Nauman is quite possibly the best thing. No, second best thing. He gets attacked by little hallucinatory tanks on Mars.
What?
Yep. Welcome to Heavy Rain. Oh, but no, wait. They're still there, even though he's not wearing the glasses. They're really pissed off they didn't play the tank game at the beginning.
I would like to say that I like to imagine whatever that asshole's name is, that I forgot, just, like, secretly having a little remote and driving real little tanks in there. Yes.
That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic. Oh yeah, remember Lauren?
Yeah, that person who was
who really should have been one of the protagonists.
You killed my son, Scott.
At least she found out about this.
Were you thinking about that when you held me in your arms? I don't know why you did all this. Nothing can justify it anyway. I feel nothing but contempt for you. Nothing.
Now spit on his grave.
She did. Perfect. Anyway, in conclusion, I kind of like Lauren.
Yeah. This is definitely the best ending, Shaun.
I want to see them again. I'm a father too.
Remember that one time you almost got run over by a truck? Remember that?
Really? That's the picture?
Yeah.
There was no purpose to that at all.
No. Well, in all fairness, there was basically no purpose to Madison at all. And you know, now I think about it, that's really not at all necessary. I mean, you could have... And he just stands there and watches. Sorry. I mean, you could have had her as, like, not being personally involved in any of the cases, and you could use her as, like, a third-party story point. Because you have these two people who are right on top of it, but then her following from a distance and providing a different perspective.
You could have done a lot of things different. And a lot of ways that it would have been better.
Yeah. I think what frustrates me about this the most is that there's no reason it had to be this bad.
Yeah.
Like, you have an emotional core, you have a reasonable mystery.
Yeah.
It just got off on these vignettes that aren't necessary or focus on the wrong thing, and just a little more, you know, like a second person to look at the script.
Fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Would have made this so much better.
I mean, another person to go, alright, here's the core idea, here's the compelling bit, here's the bits we should play up. Like, because someone who had looked at it and said, yeah, you know what? Madison Paige, not really a great female character, but you have Lauren who's really compelling.
Even that,
or something.
Just anything. Like, I mean, like I said before, David Cage wrote this himself. He wrote the entire thing, and he didn't take it to any second person. There was no secondary editor. There was nobody to look at it and say, you know, this seems kind of goofy, or maybe if you did something like this, or this isn't English.
Yeah, it really would have been nice if he had gotten, like, an American expert in just to be like, yeah, you don't get you don't get handles in the middle of doors.
Yeah. Yeah, it just... all you needed was a second editor. And maybe just one editor wouldn't have made it perfect, but there were so many things that a second person would have been able to look at and say, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Someone to look at and go, so how did she get from the refrigerator to outside the building?
Yeah, or I'm getting some mixed signals about Scott Shelby's motivation here. Or where does he get all the money to do this, and how does he keep resetting these trials? How many cars has he gone through for the bear now? What does this have to do with testing the father if you're going to kill, like, dozens of people on this busy highway?
Yeah.
And why is he gonna shoot him in the back at the end now?
If we're making Scott Shelby be a player character, maybe we should make sure that his personality is consistent from what the players experience and evil him.
Yeah, like, the only indication that you really get about him just suddenly being a total asshole at the end is, well, right before the end, when he goes in and just murders an entire mansion full of people.
But that's, like, at the very end,
right.
And you've already sort of established his character by then,
yeah,
and it's not that.
You're right in front of, you're right in front of him just turning into a villain anyway. I will say this much, though. Like, right at the beginning, when he first starts investigating Gordy Kramer, and it makes absolutely no sense, and there's absolutely nothing anywhere else that tells you why he's doing it.
Yeah.
It was for the sole purpose of getting revenge on Kramer himself. I don't know why he waited so long. I don't know why he decided to time it with, kidnapping Shaun. But I do at least kind of appreciate that to the player it makes no sense, and it turns out that it really is just him being a vindictive asshole. 'Cause he's evil.
Yeah.
That could have been played better, but at least they tried, I guess.
Yeah.
Look, I don't need this intense music for the IT manager, okay?
Yeah. It's kind of boring credits.
But the music's really intense.
Yeah, not generally what I look for in my credits.
I'll just go on. Oh, it's still going.
You know, something, I want my intense music to correspond with intense scenes of action, not
it's the scene you mean at the PlayStation Store!
PlayStation Network Creative Team!
PlayStation at Home, oh no!
SCA Legal! It's like, we'd like to thank these people, and then we're going to kill them all, says the music.
Maybe they did. Maybe some of these people actually did question David Cage.
Quality assurance team, you're all fired.
Those poor quality assurance team. On the other hand, they let the Shaun glitch go through, so that's okay. You guys are...
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's one of those glitches that if you ever get it and it shows up, you're just like, no. This is too cool.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic.
Shaun!
Shaun! Jason!